starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, tragedy on the Detroit River. City fire officials say they pulled a man's body from the river around 8:30 tonight. They're still trying to figure out who the man is and how he ended up in the water. Stay with us on air and online as we work to learn more.
Also tonight, heartbreak for a Detroit family. Twin sisters waited days for answers about their missing brother, only to learn he was killed in a hit and run.
The driver responsible is still out there. Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack has more on this story. Jessica.
Yeah, they reached out to me on social media hoping that we could shed some light on why they had to wait 5 days while their brother's body was at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office after he was killed in a hit and run. Now, the way they found out, just terrible. First, it was a social media video, then it was a cold call to the morgue. Leaving the gas station wearing a backpack, 33-year-old Darnell Scott. This is seconds before he was hit and killed crossing 7 Mile near Gilchrist on Detroit's west side. Darnell was run over not once, but twice. Neither driver stopped. They just left him there.
We started calling his phone and it started going straight to voicemail. So that was a little concerning because usually we'll always hear from him, like, no matter what.
Day one was June 19th when it happened. Darnell's twin sister said being MIA was not like him. That Dana Scott saw a version of this security video circulating on social media.
I started getting a feeling in my stomach like, what if that's my brother?
But no one in the family got a call from Detroit police or the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office. DPD tells Fox 2 they worked hard to track down next of kin, but Darnell's address hadn't been updated. Then it falls on the medical examiner's office to make death notifications. By last Monday, 5 days after his death, they exhausted all options and reluctantly called the morgue.
She asked his name, and I said his name was Darnell Scott, and she said, he's here. And I was in shock. I just started crying.
The backpack from the video they didn't want to be their brother's was.
It was horrible, and I just can't understand how could somebody just do that and then just leave them there.
Investigators are still trying to track down those drivers and are asking for tips on this one. Someone saw something last Thursday around 10:30 at night.
We want him to get justice, and it's just really upsetting to not know who it was and to know that they're just driving around free to hurt another pedestrian.
Yeah, we've been digging on this all day. We did get those answers from Detroit police. Investigators say that was a matter of not having an updated address. Now, I was going back and forth with folks at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office. We're still waiting on some clarity if maybe something got lost in translation here. Reporting live, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
You know, to learn about this on social media is a horrible way to find out about your loved one's death. Have you or have these sisters learned anything that may be advice for other people if they just happen to find themselves in a similar situation?
Well, I think the biggest thing for them is just be cautious what you put out on social media. You know, we scroll on our phones for hours, but there's real people behind those videos, and they had to sit on that video for days thinking, is it his backpack, isn't it, and making all of these calls. So just, you know, have a little grace with some of these videos that we post out there. That was a really tough way to find out.
Jessica, thank you.
Well, terrifying moments in Van Buren Township today after someone began firing shots into a neighborhood. Police responded around noon and had the neighborhood shelter in place. We're told a 42-year-old man who was intoxicated fired gunshots from his house. Sky Fox capturing the moment officers handcuffed the shirtless man and then walked him to their cruiser on Bog Road. Users flooded social media with warnings of a possible active shooter. Nearby kids had to run for cover. We're told the man eventually surrendered to police. Investigators did recover 2 guns. No one was injured. We're waiting to hear what charges the man will face. And then there's serious charges against a former teacher in Waterford.
She's accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. 26-year-old Jocelyn Sanroman faces 3 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct. Sanroman worked at Oakside Prep Academy. The alleged relationship with a 16-year-old student dates back to 2023. Police became aware of the accusations after Sanroman allegedly told another teacher about the relationship, who then informed law enforcement.
In most cases, a 16-year-old has the ability to consent, that when it is a teacher and student relationship, it does qualify and it meets the burden of a third-degree criminal sexual conduct. It's very serious.
In a statement, the school says leadership acted immediately after learning of the allegations. With a conviction, the charges carry up to 15 years in prison.
A local middle schooler taking legal action against Plymouth Canton Community Schools after her teacher allegedly called her out for refusing to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The American Civil Liberties Union has filed a lawsuit on behalf of 14-year-old Danielle Calaf. She says that she exercised her right to sit during the pledge back in January, which didn't sit well with her East Middle School teacher.
She told me that since I live in this country and enjoy its freedoms, if I don't like it, I should go back to my own country. And that it crushed me, it broke me.
We reached out to the school district and are still waiting for a response.
There were some clothes, some toothpaste, and a 9mm, a handgun.
One witness says that's what they found in the bag of a man accused of murdering a Detroit doctor back in April of 2023. Desmond Burks allegedly asked that witness if he could leave the bag at their house while he went out of town. The witness testified that there was also a box in the bag with the victim's name on it. It was Dr. Devon Hoover. The suspect was allegedly in a sexual relationship with Dr. Hoover before Hoover was found dead and wrapped in a rug in the attic of his Boston Edison mansion. Burks is also accused of raiding Hoover's bank accounts, laundering money, and stealing expensive items.
And what did he say about that watch?
He said that's big money.
He said that's big money?
Big money watch, yes.
And was he showing it off?
Yes.
And did he say big money, Des?
Yes.
The suspect, Desmond Burks, is accused of throwing the gun believed to shoot and kill Dr. Hoover into the Rouge River. His preliminary examination continues tomorrow.
Could short-term rentals such as Airbnb be on the chopping block in Dearborn?
There have been several complaints about some out-of-control parties, but some property owners say it is not fair to punish everyone. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin has the story.
I didn't know about this till last week.
Samir Ali owns several Airbnbs in Dearborn and says he was blindsided by a proposal to limit short-term home rentals to the downtown Dearborn area after neighbors complained of excessive partying and other quality of life issues stemming from these types of properties in residential neighborhoods.
It happens. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen.
But Samir says it's never been a problem at the 3 rentals he runs.
It's just a matter of experience. Knowing how to operate, knowing how to write your rules, make sure hosts know what they're, guests know what's involved if anything happens.
It's really happening for 2 reasons. One, there have been many nuisances that have been derived out of these short-term rentals within our neighborhoods.
Dearborn Mayor Abdullah Hammoud says the second reason for the ban is to address the city's affordable housing crisis by preventing big developers from buying up homes strictly for business purposes.
We want nothing more than families who want to move in, live, grow, and play here in the city of Dearborn. And obviously, if you're buying up these houses for Airbnb, you're taking them off the market for potential family owners.
Elsewhere across town, reaction to the plan is mixed. Sam Saka is president of the Dearborn Area Board of Realtors.
We typically like to preserve the rights of property ownership, for them to do as they please with their property.
He says the neighborhood associations have the ability to keep the rentals under control, but many Dearborn officials say the proposed ban has the support needed to pass. Still, it's not stopping opponents like Samir from being heard.
We're going to try our hardest. We'll see what happens.
Dearborn City Council will take up that proposal for a vote in mid-July. In Dearborn, Dave Kinchin, On the Edge.
It's been horrible. My apartment has been 100 degrees consistently. I live on a 14th floor, and heat rises. The elevators are always broken. I've seen elderly people walk up 28 floors and 26 floors. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Some tenants at the Jefferson Apartments on Detroit's east side are fed up and lawyering up after having no air conditioning in the sweltering heat wave. One man claims he left his balcony open and fans on full blast, but it was not enough to save his beloved dog from the extreme temperatures.
I went to church on Sunday, came back, and my dog was laying there dead. from the heat. I had to pay somebody to come out, and you could literally see the drool from my dog suffering in the heat while I was gone. Looking for them to do something, but they don't want to do anything. They've been offering us popsicles, offering us ice cream, don't want to give us a fan, doesn't want to give us like a portable AC unit, anything but a popsicle.
Well, we reached out to management, but are still waiting to hear back.
Well, we got a little relief from that high heat today. Did you feel it?
A lot better than what T was describing, that's for sure.
However, it is summer in Michigan, so we're not out of the woods just yet.
No, and there's a chance of spotty storms tomorrow. Weather Authority Rich Luderman with more on what we can expect.
Taryn, Brandon, and again on Friday, we'll have those spotty storms. Now, finally today, we dipped out of the 90s, going back to Saturday, 92, 94. How about Monday, Tuesday, a pair of 95s officially at Metro Airport today. 87, so not quite as hot, but still muggy out there. You can see the highs very hot in northern Indiana. Look at Fort Wayne, 94. Here's our 87, 79 in Saginaw. Much more comfortable up around Alpena and Mackinac Island. Escanaba for sure. It's an active pattern across the western Great Lakes. You can see showers and storms cruising through central Wisconsin, parts of the UP getting some wet weather right now. But we're going to slowly see a boundary sag to the south, and that means more unsettled weather at times for us. Storm chances, and the big threat will be those brief heavy downpours. Some of us had those storms again today, especially through Washtenaw and Wayne counties this afternoon. They were not as strong as the storms we saw yesterday. Right now in Southfield, it's pretty quiet, 74 degrees. That's 9 Mile Road, cutting across the screen. 87, the official high at the airport. Look at the averages where we should be, 82 and 63. So we're still well above that level, and there's a rain total just about 0.2 of an inch down at the airport. Cooler tonight up around Port Huron. Lapeer, you're in the 60s, but look at that. Adrian still 77. City Airport at 71. The flow is from the north and east. That means that boundary is south of us, but it will start lifting back to the north tomorrow. Look at the wide range of dew points. Much more comfortable for St. Clair County into the thumb. Much more humid around Ann Arbor, Jackson, and Adrian. So there's the warm air to our south. Watch this boundary start to lift back at us as a warm front tomorrow. And there will be some clusters of storms here late in the day Thursday, again late in the day on Friday. For the weekend, we're going to clear all of this out. It looks pretty nice Saturday and Sunday. You'll see it coming up in the 7-day. For the rest of tonight, muggy and mild, just some fair weather clouds, 68 the low. Back to 88 tomorrow with those spotty afternoon and evening storms. Right there's the 7-day. I took that stray thunder shower chance out Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday are going to be dry. More storms down the road Monday. Remember, always get the latest forecast. Check the radar. Check the Fox 2 weather app. You can download it for free in the App Store or in Google Play. Brandon, Taryn, back to you.
All right, thanks, Rich. Gardner White is helping families kick off the summer with a party.
So the company held a free event this evening at their flagship store in Warren. The family-friendly party included hands-on activities, music, even some dancing you see there, kids getting down. Gardner White also hopes to keep kids safe on the water this summer. In our partnership with Huron Clinton Metro Parks, the first 500 guests got a life jacket.
Life jacket on, whether you're going into a pool or you're going into a lake, if you're riding on a kayak or a boat, is really a life-saving decision for people.
The good thing about furniture is it's really fun, and it isn't life or death. This is something that actually is. So it's a great way for us to be able to give back.
Arms full of life jackets. Life jackets do save lives. Metro Parks are hosting another life jacket giveaway event tomorrow afternoon. It's happening at Waterford Oaks County Park in Waterford. That's from 4:30 to 8.